Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab, in my book, doing what I do for you. I got some good stuff going. Let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get all right thinkers to know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I'm asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yacht, be true. The question today, right thinkers, let's ask, what is Egyptian yoga? Okay, let me answer that question. And I'm going to break it down for you, take you through, define it. Hope when I get done, that question should be answered well. If I did my job right, when I get done, you had an answer. Let's go. See if I can take care of this question. What is Egyptian yoga? The term Egyptian yoga and the philosophy behind it. As previously discussed, yoga in all its forms was practiced in Egypt, apparently when earlier than anywhere else in our history. This point of view is supported by the facts, that there is documented scripture and iconographical evidence of the disciplines of virtuous living. Again, in Egypt, they had dietary purification, they studied the wisdom of teachings and their practice of their daily life. When you practice something, it's got to be done daily in your everyday life, incorporated in your life, hence a way of life. That's the concept they live by. And psychophysical and psychospiritual exercises and daily meditation being practiced in ancient Egypt long before the evidence of its existence is detected in India, including the Indus Valley civilization or any other early civilization, Sumer, Greece, China, etc. We was the first. Again, moving on. But the teachings of yoga are at the heart of what? The Per M. Haru, the book of coming forth by day. They're teaching you how to do just that. As explained earlier, the word yoga is a Sanskrit term, meaning to unite the individual with the cosmic, meaning your heart with your mind. Heart-mind coherence, And the term has been used in certain parts of this book for ease of communication, since the word yoga has received wide popularity, especially in the Western countries in recent years. So the ancient Egyptian equivalent term to that Sanskrit word yoga is Sma, S-M-A-I, or Sema, S-E-M-A. Sma means union, to come together. And the following determinative terms gives it a spiritual significance, at once equating it with the term yoga as it is used in India, watch this, but when used in conjunction with the ancient Egyptian symbol, I'm going to show them to you in a minute, which means land. Ta means land. And the term union of the two lands arises. Hence, the ancient Egyptians called the disciplines of yoga in ancient Egypt by the term Sma Tawi. Uniting two lands, upper and lower, yourself, higher and lower self. We gonna get to that. So, what does Samatawi mean? Good question again. Moving on. Now, I'm gonna show you a bunch of pictures. I'm trying to break it down as you go. The first one you're gonna see is gonna be 4 signs. Okay. Now, that's indicating what Samatawi is, and as you go down, the symbolic lesson, the symbolic writings for it is right here. Okay, then you come to a little further down. They're gonna break it down. These are different concepts inside, and this is gonna break down. This is the trachea, along with the heart. This is the trachea in the lungs. This is the union of breathing, left, right lung. This is the Ankh, and this is Hotep, supreme peace. I'm gonna try to define all them for you as I go down. See if you can get to understand it. Hopefully I can make it clear to you. Starting out with the ancient Egyptian symbols of yoga. It's like a little sound, like a little cross emphasis. That means the theme of the arrangement. How about this? The symbols above I just showed you is all based on the idea that mythological and philosophic forms, Egyptian mythology, and philosophy merged with the world mythology, philosophy, and religion of the hieroglyph symbols at the top meant that little cross I told you, that meant know thyself. And self-knowledge, listen, is the basis of all true knowledge. Not scholarly knowledge, not biblical knowledge, self-knowledge. And you got a little sign for that. Abbreviated forms of Smatawi signifies, here we go, to the Egyptian yoga. The next form I'm going to break down for you is going to be A, B, and C. The 4 below, the 4 I just pointed out to you, represents the 4 words of an Egyptian philosophy, which means yoga. Okay? The first one, A, that's called a nepher. That's the trachea and the heart coming together. B was the sema. That's the trachea and both lungs coming together. That's what Haru and Set represents in the breathing apparatus. You got to have 2 opposites to make a whole, and they're going to come together to unite. And Sema, that's what Sema means, excuse me. And after that, you got the what? The Ankh that represents life. Okay? And Hotep is supreme peace. When you gain self-knowledge, when you practice yoga philosophy and you reach that level of what? Nihas, you will have supreme peace. That's the concept. That's what they looked at. Now, on this page, I'm going to show you. Dun, 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 dun. You look at them 2 guys. From the neck down, they are the same. Okay? The only difference is the heads. One is Set and one is Haru. And they both are in you. One is your lower nature and one is your higher nature. Let me break that down for you right quick. But they come together, unite, and this is the Sema. 2 things coming together. All right? Upper and lower. That means your conscious and your physical should come together as one. Above, I just showed you the picture. Sma Haru Set, that's what he called it. That means Haru and Set are joined forces to tie up the symbol of what? Union, Sema. And above. That's what they're showing you. The Sema symbol refers to the union of Upper Egypt, lotus flower, that's where they grew, and Lower Egypt, where the papyrus grew. And under one ruler, which is you, but also at a more subtle level, it also refers to the union of what? One's higher self and your lower self, aka Haru Set. Now, as well as the control of one's breathing apparatus, that's what the lungs are there for, okay? Life force. Now, through the union and the control of the lungs, your breathing organs, you, the character of Haru and Set, are in what? Integral parts of the book Pert M. Haru. They're showing you how you have to have 2 opposites to make a whole. Watch this. And they got to come together. But the central and the most popular character within the ancient Egyptian religion of Asar is Haru. That's me and you, us, people, who is an incarnation, watch this, of his father. Sound familiar? Asar. Asar is killed by his brother Set, representing the ego, okay? Who out of greed and demonic satanic tendencies, that if a lot of people live on that level, that's what they're showing you. He craved to what? Be the ruler of Egypt. And with the help of Tahuti, the god of wisdom, Aset, the great mother, and Het Haru, his consort, Haru, prevailed. I mean, he used right thinking, he used wisdom from our side, and he had the right woman behind him. Behind every good man is a good woman. And he did all that in order to prevail what? The battle against his evil uncle Set, which is his lower self, his ego self. His father told him, be vigilant, okay? Have courage, and always stay on guard against who? Your lower self. Yeah, I call him the devil now, whatever. But that's the concept. And watch this. He won the battle against Set for the ruler of what? Kemet. That's you. Your body represents the motherland. Kemet, Egypt. Haru's struggle, that's the moral struggle between you, your higher and lower self. Good and evil, same difference. But you see the body with the two heads? Set is the appendage. Okay? You can X him out, so to speak. But if he's leading, if he's in front, you're going to have problems. That's the ego leading you. You don't want that. So you got to control him, okay? Make him say uncle and give and be to your will. Now, the struggle of every human being, watch this. This struggle goes on and symbolizes the struggle of what? Every human being. Every human being. To what? To regain rulership of what? Their higher self, the true self, the essence of who they are, and to subdue what? The lower self. That's the game. If you don't subdue your ego, you don't stand a chance. That's why it's the first thing you need to do on that ladder of reaching enlightenment. The first thing you need to do is check the ego, okay, and understand your mortality. So the most important writings of our historical period are from our ancient Egyptians. These writings are referred to as what? Hieroglyphics, or we know them as Medunetta. The original name given to these writings by the ancient Egyptians is Medunetta, meaning the writing of God. And this is why y'all believe that Bible is God's words. Medunetta was considered the writing of God, or the Netamedu, meaning divine speech. These writings were inscribed in temples, coffins, okay, on papyrus, and it contained all the teachings in reference to what? Spiritual nature, spiritual enlightenment of what? The human being. And the ways to promote spiritual emancipation. Freedom from ignorance. That's freedom emancipation. Spiritual emancipation, excuse me. That's awakening or becoming conscious, or better known as the resurrection. Coming back. Okay, but the ancient Egyptian proverbs presented in the text are what? Translations from the original hieroglyphic scriptures. An example of hieroglyphic text was presented above in the form of the text I just told you, Semi-Tawi, the Egyptian yoga concept. That's all hieroglyphs. They broke it down so we can understand it. And watch this. This is the coup de grace right here. It's about to get good. The Egyptian philosophy may be summed up in the following proverbs by them. Not what somebody, no, this is them, which clearly states that the soul is heavenly or divine. We got that. And that the human being, the physical form, your consciousness, you must awaken to your true reality, and hence know thyself, which is the spirit self, God within you. You need to know that consciously. You know it here. You need to know it up here. That's heart, mind, coherence. This is it right now. This is the best part. And this what does it for me personally. Self-knowledge is the basis of what? All true knowledge. Soul is to heaven. Body remains to earth. That's why we put it in the ground. So it'll decompose, go right back to nature. So we don't lose nothing. Boy, God is good. All that's already been taken care of. Why? The spirit don't need to know it's going back or get into another physical body in 9 months. Another lesson there. But watch this. What's man's purpose for life? We're spiritual beings here to have a human experience. What's the human experience? Man is to become God-like. How? Through a life lived righteous and virtuous and the cultivation of said spirit. Your spirit had to be cultivated, had to be enlightened, had to be brought to knowledge. Through scientific knowledge and daily practice of what? Bodily discipline, meaning physical workout. And salvation is accomplished how? Through the efforts of the individual. No middleman. There is no mediator between man and his or her salvation or God. Salvation is the freeing of the soul from its bodily fetters, becoming what? A God through knowledge and wisdom and controlling the forces of the cosmos instead of being a slave to them, meaning controlling your ego, not letting the ego control you. Subduing that lower nature, aka your ego. How? Through awakening of the higher self. Righteous and virtuous living does that. And you end the cycle of what? Rebirth. What you mean? I just got the information from my two guys, mystics and gurus. Once you become enlightened, no more births for you. Okay, why? No more recycles for you. No more reincarnation for you. Why? You can go home now. You know yourself. That's why I love that concept. Watch this. And I'm sort of aware of that. And watch this. Now you end the cycle of rebirth and dwelling. What happened? You go now dwell with the netters who direct and control the great plains of what they call heaven. But the field of reeds, humanity, mentor, whatever you call it. But that's where the spirits go to do just what? Just be. Where they come from. Okay, moving on. We here to have that experience to get back there. Why? We fell. We fell into physical form. How do we get back home? Knowledge of self. Become aware of who you are consciously in the physical form before you pass on. Why not? If not, you're going to be born again. That's why. Wrapping up. Now, I got a nice little paragraph here, taking it home. Semi-Tawi is Egyptian yoga, but it is a revolutionary new way to understand and to even practice the Egyptian mysticism. To outsiders, they call it Egyptian mystery. Why? We wouldn't tell them. Like Masons. I know Stevens and Mason. If you ain't, you don't know. Why? You just heard about it, but you ain't one, so you can't know. You want to know one? You got to be one. But the ancient Egyptian mystical, they call it religion. We know it. She taught Netta. Finding the hidden God, knowing it and understanding him. Egyptian yoga is what has been commonly referred to, again, by the Egyptologists as Egyptian religion or mythology. But if you think of it as just another set of stories or allegories, like that book y'all got, the Bible, about long lost civilization and people that never walked the earth, it's completely missed the greatest secret and knowledge of human existence. Self-knowledge. What is yoga? The literal meaning of the word yoga is to yoke or to link back again. The implication is to link back the individual conscious, yours, to what? Its original source, which is God's, the original essence, the universal consciousness, again, God. I love this. Now, in a broad sense, yoga is any process that's going to get you to God. Whether it be Christian, Judaism, I don't care. If it's getting you to God, I ain't got a problem with that. Understand that, please. Now, any process which helps ones to achieve liberation or freedom from the bondage of human pain and spiritual ignorance. If Christianity can do that for you, God bless you. If Islam will do that for you, God bless you. If Judaism your thing, God bless you. Why? Because right thing is mine, and I'm being blessed for that. So I got no problem with what you do. What you eat don't make me fat. So whenever you engage in any activity which the goal is promoting the discovery of your true self, I'm with you. Why? Because be it studying the wisdom teachings, exercising, fasting, meditating, breath control, ritual, chanting, prayers, etc. These are all things that you can personally do to help you. If you do it in a crowd, you do it by yourself, don't make a difference, but you don't want to have to put the work in. And you are what? Practicing yoga. If you know it or not, okay? If you bet in yourself, self-improvement, you practicing yoga. Okay? Now, if the goal is to help you to discover your essential nature as one with who? God, aka the Supreme Being or all consciousness, then it is, again, yoga practice. Yoga in all of its forms, okay, as the disciplines of spiritual development, as practiced in ancient Egypt, earlier than anywhere else in history. The ancient scriptures describes how Asar, which was the first mythical king of ancient Egypt, he traveled throughout Asia and Europe, establishing civilization and the practice of religion. This partially explains this partially explains why the teachings of mystical spirituality known as yoga and Vedanta in India are so similar, you think, to the teachings of from the highest philosophical system which developed where? In Africa over 7,000 years ago. It provides a new way to look at life, religion, and psychology, and the way of spiritual development, which leading to spiritual enlightenment for all human beings. So Egyptian yoga is not merely just a philosophy, but it's a discipline for promoting spiritual evolution and in a human being, allowing him or her, again, equal distribution, to discover the ultimate truth within themselves, supreme peace, and the utmost joy which lies within the human heart. These are the true worthwhile goals of life. Anything else is seldom for less. It would be like a personality who owns vast riches, thinking that he is poor and homeless. Every human being has that potential to discover the greatest treasure of all existence if they would just apply themselves to the study and the daily practice of said teachings, right thinking philosophy of yoga with the proper guidance. Ding, 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 ding. I'm doing just that. Sema is the ancient Egyptian word and the symbol meaning union or yoga. This is the vision of the Egyptian yoga to get you to see yourself as one with God. Become united with your higher self, aka know thyself. That's the lesson, and I'll be back. Oh, I got more. We just getting started. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you understood it. Practice it. Improve it. That's it. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100, minus a day. So I never knew that my right thinkers who practicing my philosophy has passed away because we don't.